Basically, yeah, we hear always the story about how the Chinese government is giving loads and loads of money to the Tibet Autonomous Region in specific, and that's true. They give, I think in the most recent statistics, 2008, I calculated a direct budgetary subsidy from Beijing to the Tibet Autonomous Region is equivalent to 90% of the GDP of total economic activity of the Tibet Autonomous Region. So that's not including subsidized investments, subsidized provincial aid programs, and so on. So subsidies probably are in the range of, I would estimate, something like 130 to 40% of GDP. So they're actually giving more money to the TAR than the entire economy of the TAR. So actually, in a certain sense, the money's disappearing. The bigger picture is that they've also created an urban economy that's extremely exclusionary. That basically it gives huge benefits to those people who are in positions to be able to just grab hold of this flow of wealth charging through the province at a very fast pace. And those people are people who have really good outside contacts, who are fluent in Chinese, who are usually well connected to the government. Generally speaking, Tibetans who speak Chinese only learn Chinese in a secondary school. And so the only Tibetans who really can benefit off this type of economy are the ones who've maybe finished high school or gone to university, which is about 5% of the Tibetan population. So you're seeing increasing levels of unemployment among a lot of Tibetan youths in the urban areas. You're seeing people who are not employed in the state sector, who've been squeezed out of jobs and are being self-employed, having a harder and harder time earning income. And so you're seeing this increasing polarization in the urban society of Tibet. In 1999-2000, you still had 75 to 80% of Tibetans working in agriculture. Now it's about 55 to 60% of the population in agriculture. So it's dropped 20% in a very short period of time. It's extremely rapid changes for the population, for society. And they're generally, some of them are staying in rural areas, but the bulk of them are moving to urban areas. So we're seeing the very rapid urbanization of the Tibetan population, and most of the employment is shifting into urban tertiary services. And the thing is what we generally see is that once people move off the land and move out of agriculture, they don't go back to agriculture. Whether the speed of that transition is good or not, it needs to be questioned. Maybe a slower, ultimately Tibetan society will probably urbanize. It's the fate of all societies. But the speed with which it's urbanizing, and then these types of exclusionary pressures that they're facing in the urban areas, has huge consequences in terms of what the society will look like in 10 or 20 or 30 years.